Hi, this is David from Relish 3D. I would like to take a few moments to just run through a short tutorial on how I install the solo slider, which is used to expand and extend your front legs further apart so that it doesn't come into view when you actually take videos using your stock GoPro cameras. So with this in front of me, I have two pieces of this slider, alright, which you can install on either side of the legs, one on the left and one on the right. Technically, only the left leg, or the right here in this case, in the case of the video, requires the slider, because what you actually want is to avoid this leg from reaching within the view of the camera when it's actually recording. Usually the right leg, which is on the left here, doesn't really get into view because it's actually further apart from the camera. So once I install this, it will give you an additional 20mm or 2cm distance out, so that the leg actually gives enough space for the video to record. So again, I'm going to just run through this quick tutorial here. Now what I have here is the slider, and it comes in three pieces. Alright, this is the slider top. This is the what I call the bracket or adapter, which fits underneath the leg, and in it comes a locking mechanism which is created so that it allows you to lock the leg from sliding out of this slider. Alright, so to do that, I'm just going to turn this upside down. Now before I start, one thing worth noting: although both legs looks exactly the same, the one here on the right, alright, has an additional cable running through the bottom part. So if I were to show you, yeah, this piece here, this cable, this is your antenna cable, and what we need to do is to allow this cable to run freely, while the one on the left is easier to install. Alright, so if you decide to just go with one slider, then all you need to do is just to install it on the leg that is nearest to the camera, and this would be the leg right now, the left leg. Alright, and once installed, then this will actually slide out further. But for those of you who want to have it balance out, you can always install two pieces. And here, what I've actually done is created a groove to allow this antenna cable to run through, and once it goes through, it will actually move up and down depending on how you slide it. Alright, and it will not allow the antenna cable to come out unless you actually work it through this other groove back out again. So let me start with the left leg first. So what I do is I'll just remove the leg. There are two screws. So let me just work this here. Alright, just bring a little bit more light. There are two screws that needs to be removed. And once removed, what you will notice is that there is actually a groove in there. And just picking out one of the slider, there is actually an embedded groove that fits perfectly into that slot, alright, with the screw holes drilled in. And you will also see two wing clips. The purpose of these two wing clips is to ensure that it actually covers the outside and provides some support so that this, once installed, will not wobble. Alright, and once it's actually installed, it's actually very firm in place, and the only thing that will actually prevent it from coming out is by removing the screws so that you can actually remove it. So let me just finish the installation. Place the first bracket in, and out of the two screws, the one that's actually nearest to the light, the bottom LED, screw it back on. And once screwed, you can see it's actually very firmly installed. Then what I do is I will to take my left leg, and here I have my solo extender clip. The clip surprisingly works very well, because what it does is that when you have it fully installed, it will provide you the extra clearance at the bottom, because as it moves further up, it will actually the leg will actually go down a little bit, probably by less than 10 millimeter or 1 centimeter. I probably imagine probably 5 millimeter. And with this, take the clip that I have here, which is labeled slider, and you will notice that there is actually a small little, let me just take this strand, there's a small little groove, and the groove on the insert is meant to run parallel to this hole here. Alright? And the idea is that once it actually goes in, it will again secure the leg from actually moving. So I'm just going to push it in. Now it is actually going to be a tight fit, so what you need to do is just to apply a little bit of pressure and move it down. And firmly into place. Right, and this is how it should actually sit in. This word slider here, which you can probably see, the word slider here should be facing the inside of the body. Right? Now once that's done, all you need to do is just to take, let me just move this light up. Take this piece and push it in. Okay, that's all. And lastly, remember there was actually the locking mechanism clip. Take this clip, have it attached with the screw, and you will see one small hole which is right at the bottom. Alright? So what you do is you position it in, and it will lock it firmly into place. And what it does is that this lock here has a raised platform which prevents this leg from going all out again. So let me just screw that in. Great. So again, what we have done is basically install the bracket, inserted this slider into the leg, and then slide it in, and then finally install the clip that prevents the leg from sliding back out. And as you can see, it will actually be locked at this location, and if you push it all out, it will sit firmly at this forward position. Let's move on to the other leg if you decide to take a pair. Working on the other leg is a little bit more difficult. Why? Because of the cable. And I'm just going to show you and give you some quick tips as to how you can effectively position this slider clip in with little hassle. Again, I'm just going to remove the screws. Okay. So you notice that this leg once again has a cable attached to it, and this is the antenna cable. So make sure you don't actually break it. It's actually fairly stiff, but and I don't think it's easily broken, but just be careful. Now what I'm going to do next is to take the slider. I am going to just open up my leg, fit this in, and as I'm actually running it down the leg, make sure that this doesn't get, the cable doesn't get entangled out and Instead, it's actually held in place in that hole which is meant to be. That's it. Alright? Step number 2. Take the bracket, slot it into this leg, and what you have, not sure whether you can see this, what you have is the cable running freely in the inside groove. I'm just going to secure this in. Now, before I screw it back on, one thing that I noticed is that because of the length of the cable, well, at least in my case, I'm not able to extend it so that I can actually fit it in. Well, the problem can be easily solved because as long as you don't screw the bracket into the solo, you are able to easily flex the top bracket and slot it in this way. Alright? Okay, and it's in. First thing that you need to do is to securely fasten the screw that screw is actually firmly placed. Move it all the way down and then securely fasten the second piece. Align it with the hole, insert the other screw and then screw it in. So that's it. You now have 2 sliders firmly slotted in. Alright, and if I were to turn it around, out. It is actually very firm, and the legs are fairly firm as well. Now, what you notice is earlier on I made a comment that the front leg, because of the when I actually slide it out, the front may dip a little bit, right? And when I actually measured it across, it's probably just a few degree, angle, downwards dip. So it shouldn't affect the flight of your solo when you actually try to fly, to launch your solo in any way. So again, just gonna increase the height. And what you notice is that even at its extended position, there is at least 1.5 inch to 2 inch of clearness at the bottom. Alright, so with that, thank you very much for watching this. Give me your feedback, just drop in your comments and let me know what you think of this modification. This is, by the way, called the Solo Slider, and it will be made available through Relish 3D in the near future. Thank you very much.